I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.
Hi Aries moon sign people, welcome to your Virgo full moon reading for 2019. This is the focus reading for the lunar cycle that started with the Aquarius new moon. You might want to check out those Aquarius new moon readings if you have not already. Great Mother gave suggestions, as she always does, for each new moon, for the new moon energies that are supporting you. And for this lunar cycle, they were Aquarian energies of revelations, inventiveness, being able to look at areas where we are detached in unhealthy ways possibly, but also your own tarot reading, astrological, numerological, interpretive abilities. We were kind of looking at some of those wishes. I think for Aquarius, Great Mother, you were, of course, first house energies. It was your new moon. And so that, of course, had to do with your physical body. Here we talk about emotion and intuition, but we talk about physicality as it relates to the manifestation of those emotions in our physical life, particularly with regard to health concerns. But for your new moon, that is the beginning of what is called your lunar new year, generally. Although you could be born at any time of the year and have an Aquarius moon sign. But if you are Aquarius new moon, of course, it would be around this time of year. Now, that's what the personal readings are for. This general reading is looking at the transition from the Leo Aquarius eclipse season to the Cancer Capricorn. Now you're asking me, why are you still talking about this? This happened in November. We're not having any eclipses right now. Well, what we are having is a harvest moon. The Virgo full moon is the harvest moon emotionally, internally. The physical harvest moon in the northern hemisphere, of course, is in September. So what we want to look at is, what is the emotional harvest that's coming forward? Well, true. The nodes did shift back in November. We had almost a complete whitewash of Congress. Not complete, but complete for us in terms of history, right, of women. Since that time, women have been very vocally, we've had all of our artistic awards that have been coming up, and women have been very prominent, more so than ever, etc., etc., etc. But we haven't even gotten started because we had a total lunar eclipse full moon January 19th, 20th in Leo. That wiped our hands clean and formally closed out that eclipse season, which was all about the wounded child. If you remember the eclipse the world stopped to watch back in April 2017, it was in Cancer Leo in the nakshatra of Ashlesha, which is the wounded child nakshatra. Since that time, you may have noticed that the wailing, crying child in the middle of the street all over the world has been shouting out for what it needs, whether we need more boundaries emotionally with others, whether we need a tribe that loves us, whether we need to create boundaries against children, whether we need whatever we've been crying about has been heard ad nauseum, right? And so that lunar eclipse was about washing that away. However, this full moon in Cancer Virgo is again in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. So what could Great Mother mean for you, Aries moon sign people? Now your Vedic moon sign for the most part is in Pisces. Some of you will be Aries, so check the links below. For you, this is telling us that the significance has to do, in fact, with your birth mother. Of course, this channel is designed for people who are experiencing mama drama trauma, or that has been a life experience, a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and/or physical trauma. In cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal her own MDT, loving detachment is required. Now, loving detachment is accepting what is. And what is she is who she is. The practice of loving detachment is letting go of the mother that we want. Dorothy wants Aunt Em to pay attention to her. Letting go of the mother that we want so we can accept the one that we have. This is the spotlight that is being shown this full moon for you, Aries moon sign people, in this significator position, which is always about the inner work that Great Mother is suggesting that we do. Because the new moon wishes suggested for you, for the Aquarius new moon, Aries, were 11th house wishes having to do with community matters, networks, your connections, on a soul level, soul group connections. Okay, we talk about emotions and intuition here. Now, at the climax of this lunar season, we're looking at where are those connections in relationship to birth mother issues, in relationship to feeling unconditionally loved, feeling nurtured, feeling compassion, feeling like you're being heard. This is when Dorothy runs home to tell Aunt Em that Miss Gulch is trying to steal Toto, who symbolizes our intuition in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. Now, the root chakra is here because it challenges her sense of security, her sense of grounding in the world, doesn't it? When we are ignored, when we are neglected, when we feel rejected, we don't feel grounded in the world. We don't feel supported. And of course, crescent moon energy is the seed. This began to plant the seed for Dorothy of rejection by her mother. For you, maybe you are beginning to feel a true sense of rejection, of neglect, okay, of emotional abuse from your mother at this particular time. Great Mother is saying that this full moon is going to shine a light on that. Others of you, you may be actually feeling like a soul may be coming through that you're not ready to birth because of mama drama trauma. Because of your experience, you're not ready to be a mother. You don't want to be a mother or a father, okay? Because this is 5th house energy in Cancer, Ashlesha, wounded child energy, okay? Now, emotionally, that's on a soul level because you're dealing with another soul coming through, soul group energy for this lunar cycle, etc. So try to stay with me. 6th house energy for you emotionally is your daily life. Maybe disputes, diseases, disagreements, okay, debts that you may have may be associated with your mother. Okay, there may be you feeling some type of way because you're taking care of your mother. There's a codependency there. Maybe she's taking care of you and it's not working. Okay, you're an adult now and it's just not working. You're not able to fully express yourself. This is a toxic relationship, but we have some resources tied up together. And those resources are not, again, necessarily material, although they could be, because Mars is in your 2nd house. Okay, Mars is in your 2nd house right now. It has moved from Aries into Taurus. And so it's Aries in the Vedic, but there could be some clashes with that. Okay, Uranus is still, in Aries. And so that's still, in your 1st house. And so I'm getting a sense that Aries, where Uranus and Mars were, that conjunction kind of riled up some birth mother MDT issues for you. And Great Mother is saying that this full moon in Virgo, as we move forward into the Cancer, Capricorn eclipse season in earnest, it's going to be something for you to really pay attention to. Aries moon sign people, really pay attention to it. You're Pisces in the sidereal, so you download a lot of soul wisdom, and that's what's coming up. That's what's bringing this birth mother issue up, or maternal figures. Maybe a maternal figure that you work with. Maybe your wife is a maternal figure. Your girlfriend is a maternal figure. She has MDT issues. It's something that is needing to come together with regard to resolving the sense of rejection that you're having right now, resolving debts, resolving a sense of dis-ease in your life that is associated with MDT. And it's coming up because you're wanting it. You're wanting clarity. Your soul is really wanting this full moon to download this to you. This is when Dorothy sees Glinda the Good Witch come out of nowhere and give her direction home to click her heels 3 times. So we have third eye full moon energy here. So this is very prominent right now with the full moon, that you pay attention to your soul downloads. Okay. Speaking of this nodal shift, Cancer is ruled by the moon, which rules the third eye. So you really want to pay attention to things coming together for you, because on a soul level, that's what the soul wants. And what the soul wants, as long as we're open to it, as long as we can stay grounded enough in our intuition, you will get the downloads about your soulmate at this time. Okay, so about that soul that wants to come through, about if it does come through, that you're getting serious about doing your healing work with MDT, or again, a loved one that has MDT, you have MDT, then realizing that the disease that you may be dealing with, and physically, diseases that would be associated with a Virgo full moon are intestinal. Gastric issues, because it has to do with the ability to process, to refine food in the intestines. Emotionally, it's processing emotions. You're walking around with a lot of emotions that haven't been processed, and the soul wants that to come together for you at this particular timing of this full moon. What's in your shadow, what you don't see, is that it's very important for you to have integrity in this process. That is telling yourself the truth. Telling yourself the truth about how you feel is what is going to allow you to have accurate intuition. Okay, when we're dishonest with ourselves, then we really don't line up with our intuition. So for example, if you really do feel that the soul that's trying to come through is coming through at a time that is not the best for you, but you're not being honest about that, and you're saying, well, I feel really this way and this way, then you're not going to get downloads from your intuition, because intuition only talks to integrity. It only talks to truth. You're just going to get more conditioned thoughts from MDT, shame, blame, and guilt. That's all you're going to get. Remember, we're divine children of the great Mother, Father, God. We're never judged, condemned, or left alone. There are consequences for our actions, and consequences just means karma. They're a result. And you can judge them, good or bad, based on your own integrity, based on your own truth. How is it that people do all kinds of things, and for one person it's fine, and for another person it's not? The energy. Whether or not the energy within them lines up with it. If the energy lines up with somebody to be and to behave a certain way, and you judge it as wrong, but they seem to be living the life of Lars, it lines up with them and their soul. And so what lines up with yours, Aries moon sign people? That's really important, because a lot of times emotionally you can get caught up into what other people think and what this really, really intensely, because of that Libra opposition that you have going on. And I'm seeing that the sun, speaking of the full moon and things coming together for you as what your soul is bringing up, that it wants things to come together for you. You just have to look at what's in your shadow, which is you really need to tell yourself the truth. And that's what Dorothy's doing here. She's returned home and people are looking at her like she's crazy, talking about a yellow brick road, but she's pointing at them and she's saying, and you were there, you were Oz, and you were the scarecrow, and you were the whatever. This is eternal grace and mercy. Whether people look at you crazy or not, there is eternal grace and mercy for you owning your truth. That's what integrity is. It's not just telling the truth. It's telling yourself the truth. And I'm seeing for you that the sun that's shining this full moon light of what you really want is to accept your feelings. What your soul wants is to align with those feelings. So isn't this beautiful, Aries moon sign people? You have the gut third eye alignment, which is the law. That is ego soul alignment. The gut chakra is the instinct, is the ego, and the third eye is the heart above energy of the soul. And so you want to align with it. And this 12th house energy of the sun, which is, being reflected upon the moon, that's very powerful. The sun being in Aquarius, Pisces this time of year for you anyway, but it's 12th house energy, which is the end of the wheel energy, so to speak. And so you are at the end of the wheel, coalescing with the end. Technically, was November, but energetically, you are coalescing on an emotional, intuitive level with the shift to the new eclipse season in Cancer Capricorn. That Capricorn South Node for you is 10th house energy, and that has to do with your Dharma. And so your Dharma is shifting. Your life purpose in terms of where you see yourself at is shifting, and things are coming together for you, and you feel that. You feel that. You want to accept that, and the energies are supporting you to act on it. The Mother Mary card is all about acting on that gut, acting on how you feel. You have all systems go. All the planets are direct. Go with it, Aries moon sign people. You know how to do that. This is confirmation for you. This is the law of Divine Father. And the Great Father is the law, the word, the logos. We have third quarter moon energy here, which is release. Release anything else that does not align with this coalescing of energy for you at this time. Your ego soul status is another law card, a Great Father card, and the Yin Yang symbol here is single yin, double yang. This has to do with the law of divine expression. You are expressing yourself, many of you. You are letting go of things that do not align with your integrity, many of you, and you are speaking those things into existence in your life. Those of you who are not, recognize that there is a law of destiny and free will. I said law of divine expression because fifth chakra is divine expression, higher will. But the law of this, of destiny and free will, is about you fulfilling your Dharma. Okay? And so Dharma is that 10th house energy that we have in the South Node, which is the eclipse season is based on the nodes. And so the node is Cancer going forth with Great Mother energy, in your 4th house. But then in your 10th house, you have this releasing of the old way that your soul went about its life, went about its attitude and its behavior towards its birth mother. Healing mama drama trauma is not just a lifetime thing, it's a mini lifetime thing. Oftentimes healing mama drama trauma. If grieving your mother happens over a lifetime, we continue to grieve the loss of the mother that we want, to accept the one that we have, her in all of her glory, our birth mother, but also Great Mother, the mother of all mothers, accepting her as our mother, as our intuition, coming to comfort and soothe and to guide us. In the Bible, she's called the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, the still small voice. Accepting her and trusting her lines us up with the law of destiny and free will, because our destiny is divinity, not MDT. MDT is an experience that we go through the dark night of the soul to get to our destiny. But we have to make a choice to get there. And why your soul wants to make this choice of dealing with our birth mother is our first soulmate this lifetime. It wants to establish boundaries. It wants to learn how to not be so concerned with other people. It wants to begin the dark night, the new moon energy. Trust its gut, that Martian energy that rules the 3rd chakra, ruling Aries and Scorpio, So Aries is your tropical. When we're talking chakra, we're talking sidereal. So if we're talking sidereal, right now the Aries energy is about Mars. Mars is in Aries in the sidereal. It has moved into Taurus in the Western. So we're talking about a lot of strong energy. This is why your soul is ready to do this work. There's a lot of cosmic energy right now for you, Pisces, Aries, moon sign people, that's supporting you to define, using that throat chakra to make that free will choice to follow your destiny. Establish and maintain the boundaries that you need to feel happy, to feel healthy, to feel whole. Happiness is contentment, which is difficult to experience when mama's not happy, when mama is not healthy, she's not whole. And again, we're not talking exclusively physically healthy. Be unhappy for years and years and decades and see what kind of toxicity develops. And that might be a boundary that you need to establish. You might want to continue with this diet, Mom. And I know I might, be financially, reliant for, certain things or whatever. With this Mars in my second house, it's shifting, it's changing. I'm acting on some different things right now. And so, no, I'm going to start making my own food and my own diet because I don't want to inherit this sickness, this disease. This is Virgo energy in the sixth house in your sidereal, your soul. Your soul is downloading these things to you. And many of you may not be in touch with the integrity of that fully. Those of you who are, you are ready to establish boundaries by defining them. You're ready to trust your gut and go into that dark night, just as Dorothy is crossing that threshold from the farmhouse, the Twister dream, into Munchkin land. You're ready to make that transition. Your soul, this is why it wants to do the work. You are ready. Those of you who don't feel like you're ready, just know that things are coming together, especially during this eclipse season. Now, how your soul wants to do this, Pisces, Aries, moon sign people, is by and through your inner wisdom. Wisdom is gained through experience. And so trusting the journey, allowing it to facilitate the development of your trust in your heart chakra, in your heart above consciousness. Allowing that crossroads, the heart, between the ego and the soul. It always has an arrow through it, that heart, doesn't it? Because of that dark night of the soul journey. Sophia, Demeter, I don't care who we're talking about. Gildeptis, the Navajo goddess. I don't care what gods and goddesses, including us, we all have our dark night of the soul. We all have it in order to evolve in whatever our soul came here to evolve in. And those of us, which is most of us on the planet, who have experienced or are experiencing mama drama trauma, we have to learn to trust ourselves, like the Scarecrow said. Anywhere you go is going to get you there. So any path that you take is going to get you there, but how your soul wants to get there is by you trusting your inner wisdom at this time. Now, it may take between this full moon of accepting your feelings, how you feel about your birth mother situation, which is that there's some rejection, there's some neglect. Maybe your child is feeling that with regard to you, and it's bringing up those issues within you. Until the new moon in Pisces, okay, that's coming up. It may take that. And so give yourself some time to trust that, because that's coming up for you, those triggers, that's wisdom. You've experienced those things, right? Okay, and so that's what wisdom comes from. It comes from experience. Give yourself a chance to reflect on these things. Your soul wants these things to come together. How do things come together? Through our own inner work. I'm an inner work life coach. That's what I do. I support people in focusing on these areas of inner work, so that we can value our experiences and grow in the wisdom that we need to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence, which is what the lesson of Mama Drama Trauma is. And by doing the inner work that Great Mother has spotlighted for this full moon, the likely outcome for you, Aries moon sign people, is that you will likely recognize that the feelings of abandonment and abuse that you have are real. This is new moon root chakra energy. Root chakra is ruled by Saturn. Okay, Saturn rules Aquarius and Capricorn in the Vedic. We're talking chakras, we're talking Vedic. And so right now, Saturn is in the South Node, and your South Node is this 10th house energy of your Dharma. And so this whole thing about your birth mother, as always, is shifting your whole deal. It's shifting how you want to approach your life by doing this inner work. It is also letting you know that the premonitions that you've had that things aren't right and things need to change are true. And the change needs to start with you. You have a lot of support to initiate that change, the law of Divine Father and the energy of Mother Mary, to act on what you know, you feel, and what you truly know, you know. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. And I wish you all of the blessings and the wisdom and the love, compassion, and support that you can stand, because you will certainly get it. Many of you are. Many of you are. Just the need to establish some boundaries, just really, boundaries is basically what's okay and what's not okay in your life, so that you can move along and embracing your happiness, health, and wholeness. It is your birthright, but difficult to feel when we're still within the reins of MDT without accepting fully our divinity. Thanks so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you. None of us are orphans. And I do too.
Great Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.